We've got some insane Marvel and DC news today from a new Lego Batman announcement, huge Spider-Man 4 leaks, disappointing news for the Batman Part 2 and Dune Part 3, and so much more. Let's get into all of this. We're going to start with the official news and get to the crazy Spider-Man and Avengers leaks later, but first of all, a new Lego Batman video game has been announced, and it's called The Legacy of the Dark Knight. All we really know about the game is that it's going to follow Bruce Wayne's entire story, whatever that means. It's going to incorporate elements from every Batman film and include tons of villains from his rogues gallery. In the trailer, you can see some of the shots from movies directly recreated, like on the top is from The Dark Knight with the Joker and the bottom is the car chase scene from the Batman. So honestly, it looks really good. And hey, maybe it's a good sign that someday in the future we might still get a second Lego Batman movie. We can be hopeful. Speaking of Batman, we got some disappointing news for the Batman Part 2. Don't worry, it hasn't been delayed again. We now know that the cinematographer for the Batman Part 1, Greg Fraser, who is incredible, is not going to be returning for Part 2, likely because he's doing the Beatles movies. Greg Fraser is also the guy that did Dune Part 1 and 2. Obviously, those movies and the Batman look absolutely incredible. This guy is a master at his craft, but when he dropped out of doing Dune Part 3, a lot of people assume it's because, oh, he's going to be busy with the Batman Part 2. Dune already found their replacement. They're going with the guy that worked on La La Land and No Time to Die. Both really good looking films, so I do have hope for that film still. I'm sure they're going to find someone great to work on the Batman Part 2, but honestly, he cooked so hard with this movie. Leaving it for the Beatles biopics is absolutely insane. They must have given him a crazy amount of money. Now let's shift over to some Spider-Man new leaks that just came out. This comes again from the Cosmic Circus, who just gave us some insane Doomsday and Secret Wars leaks the other day. Now he's giving us new info about Spider-Man Brand New Day, starting off with the fact that this is apparently going to be the final trilogy for Tom Holland's Spider-Man in the MCU. He's going to be done after this. He also says for this final trilogy, they're planning on having Wilson Fisk involved, Venom, Tombstone, Hammerhead, and Prowler as some of the characters showing up in this latest trilogy. We do know that Tombstone's likely going to be in Spider-Man 4. Got more leaks to get to, but first of all, I just want to say, yes, it is a little sad knowing that, like, oh, this is going to be the end of Spider-Man in the MCU, but honestly, I really understand why they're doing this. First of all, Tom Holland's already been in 6 MCU films, including this new trilogy, and if he's only in one of the next 2 Avengers films, that's going to be 10 Marvel movies in his career. Well, obviously, Spider-Man is a dream role for every actor. It's not like Tom Holland's going to want to play this character for 30 years, and I feel like they're going to be setting up with the end of this trilogy, setting up Miles Morales. Even if Tom Holland's Peter Parker is fully out of the MCU, I think we're still going to have a Spider-Man for a very long time, especially with this new leak saying that, oh, they have plans for a Prowler in this new trilogy. Also know that Marvel Studios has been told by Sony, hey, don't use Miles Morales until after 2027 when we release Beyond the Spider-Verse, then you can do whatever you want with this character. So it definitely seems like he's going to be coming to be the replacement down the line. I do have hope that maybe Tom Holland is going to be done with having solo movies, but he might appear in a new Spider-Man film with Miles Morales as the main character, kind of as like an older mentor, kind of things like we saw in the Spider-Man 2 video game. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below. Do you think Spider-Man should just keep going and we give Tom Holland a 7th, 8th, 9th solo film, or do you think it should transition over to Miles Morales' version of Spider-Man? More leaks though, he says that Scorpion in this new Spider-Man Brand New Day film, we already know he's confirmed to be in the movie. He says that he's going to look very similar to how he looks in the Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man cartoon, so kind of that classic green suit. Looks like they're going for that comic accuracy again. It really is just crazy that like now it's going to be 10 years after Spider-Man Homecoming, we're finally going to get payoff to this post-credit scene. In these leaks, he also went on to clarify that Spider-Man Brand New Day will be setting up what Bruce Banner and Hulk's role will be in Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars, not really setting up anything for a solo Hulk film. There's still no plans for that. I don't know how Marvel can't work out something with Universal to get the rights of this character like they did with Sony and Spider-Man. And he also said that due to the events of She-Hulk and Captain America Brave New World, Bruce Banner is at his wit's ends and insanely stressed because his fear of people having easy access to becoming the Hulk is now a reality. And honestly, this is a pretty interesting angle to take with Hulk in this movie. I just hope it doesn't distract from Peter too much, but we know Bruce Banner has never liked being the Hulk, so kind of showing him being like, oh no, I don't like these other people having these same powers and possibly using them for evil. Kind of assume this, but he also goes on to say that Spider-Man Brand New Day will open up with an opening montage of Spider-Man fighting various villains over the years, similar to what we saw in the Fantastic Four First Steps, and with each battle in the movie, Peter Parker will be upgrading his suit in this opening montage. Personally, I'm just hoping this is like a good 10 to 15 minute chunk at the beginning of the film. I don't want it to be like 30 seconds long like it is in the Fantastic Four First Steps. Like I felt like we got robbed in that movie of kind of seeing more of those little journeys against like Mole Man, Red Ghost and stuff. Someone also asked him if they think we'll see any more of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man after Avengers Secret Wars, and he said from what he knows, he does believe they're going to be in Secret Wars, but that will be the end of their stories. We're never going to see them in a movie again. To be honest, I'm fine with like seeing them back in Spider-Man No Way Home was honestly enough for me. I feel like that was a great enough ending to see these characters for the last time. Seeing them again in Secret Wars can still be special, but I feel like you don't need to keep dragging it after that. Let me know your thoughts on all this in the comments below. Like I said, we got some crazy Avengers Doomsday leaks. If you want to hear about that, click the video at the top of the screen. Or for news about the new Superman and Supergirl sequel, click the video at the bottom. And thank you for watching.